Today is Monday, May 5th, 2025. Last month was probably one of the worst months of the year for me. It wasn't earth shattering, it wasn't world ending, and it certainly could have been much worse than it was last month. But it still feels devastating. And really, that got me thinking about, I spent so much time on self improvement and I spent so much time on, building this resilient lifestyle. What exactly happened? How did I react the way that I did? Why was it really the worst month of my life for the year? And I'm not sure I have the answers yet, but I am consciously thinking about it. And I view my life as these certain four pillars when we talk about resiliency, right? So we got finance, career, relationships, and health. And normally speaking, if one of them takes a hit, it's okay. The other three, if they're strong, it'll be all right. And I think last month, to some kind of extent, every single one of those pillars took a hit. Some massive hits, others kind of bled into the other ones, and it's like, okay, to an extent, every single one of them took a significant enough hit where it actually mattered. And I reacted in a way that I think is kind of weak, if I'm being completely honest. And so the thing that I was thinking about today is, well, how can I be better, right? What can I do to do better? What can I do to react better to these situations? Because ultimately speaking, always going to have bad days, bad months, bad years. But the way I want to live my life is I want to be able to do the things that I really like and I really enjoy and I really have an impact on, and the things that I can add value in. And to be able to spend as much time as possible with the people I love and care about. Those are the two things I want in my life. And everything else that is there is technically an obstacle. How can I remove those obstacles? What are the actions that I can take? Because quite frankly, I'm done wallowing around in my own misery, right? I'm done with just taking it. I'm ready to take back control and figure things out and make sure that I don't react so poorly ever again. And I'm sure maybe I will react poorly in the future, but I want to at least try my hardest to not do that again. And my reaction wasn't exactly, it wasn't very dramatic either. I think I'm being dramatic right now, but I still don't like the fact that I am very frustrated and I am very disappointed. And I think part of it is, well, I don't really control what's happening to me, right? I don't necessarily control, you know, the stock market. I don't control, you know, management changing things and pressuring people to do things, or, losing friends, or anything, right? What I do control is the reaction to those things. And I think the way the frustration, the disappointment, the sadness that resulted in, you know, taking a hit for all of those pillars, it certainly was not something I wanted to react to. Either way, I don't want to drone too much on that. I want to talk more about what I think are the few things, the handful of things that I can personally do in the future to get better at uh, reacting to things, right? To get through these hard times without having to completely mentally break down. Um, and I think these are just good principles in life in general, right? I think a lot of these I already knew about. A lot of these I've read from books, um, but I think it's time to talk about it. It's time to actually start doing the thing and implementing these things in my life. So the first thing that I wrote down here in my journal was I want to shift my focus on self growth. Right. So when things are happening, right, the stock market's crashing, there are fights going on at work, or, at home or whatever. Those are things that are not necessarily in my control, right? I can't control the stock market going down 20% in a day. I cannot control, you know, management changing and now they're like, we need to do all these things or everyone can just go away, right? They can just leave. What I can control are my own actions, as I've said before. And the way I want to be able to control it is to completely focus my energy and my time towards myself. How can I build certain skills? How can I uh, remove certain obstacles that are making me unhappy, right? How can I focus more on doing the things that I really like? How can I spend more spending time with the people that I like? Figuring all that out and completely being inwards, right? Not looking outwards, not seeing, not joining all the drama and the gossip, just inwards. What can I do to be better than the person I am today? Number two, I think it's important to stop complaining about things. Now, this one's probably the hardest thing for me because I complain all the time to anyone that is willing to hear me complain about things, and it's not good, right? Some extent, it's okay to vent out your frustrations, to see if you can connect with someone over the shared experience and just to talk it out. But realistically, if you're complaining about the same thing over and over and over and over again, is it really productive? Right? That's my biggest question. Could you spend that time that you would spend complaining on things onto perhaps focusing on removing those obstacles, right? Removing the things that don't make you happy, right? Going back to the actions of doing things to uh, get you towards that person that you want to be, right? Getting you towards the person that is able to do the things that you want to do the things that you're happy about, and to be with the people that you love and care about so much. The other thing about complaining is no one necessarily cares about your problems as much as you do. And even if there are people that do care probably as much or even more than you do, why burden them with your problems, right? It's your problem, it's your responsibility to figure out how to get rid of it, right? Figure out how to solve it. It's not someone else's responsibility, and they're here to help, but why do we, why burden them with our own problems? The other one is right. So for number three, I wrote down pick and choose wisely on the things you want to worry about. Now this is directly from the book by Mark Manson, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and I think it's really important about to focus on right now. Right, right now there are so many things that are happening, so many things to worry about, and it's the thing that I found about it is that it almost changed. Right, you worry about X number of things, and then you're like, okay, but I should also be worrying about this, and I should also be worrying about this, and I should also be worrying about this. And so now your X now becomes 2X or 3X or 4X, right? And now you're worrying about every little thing, right? This person said this to me. Normally, it might not even matter, but because of all of these things that are happening, it's like, oh, but this person, like, how could this person even say this, right? Um, that needs to stop, right? We only have so much time and so much energy. It is not productive. It is not healthy to worry about every little thing that happens to us, right? Small things that I think, given in 1, 5, 10 years, if we won't even remember it, there's just no point in worrying about it right now. Now, of course, not everything is black and white. You can't just be like, well, it doesn't matter that I paid my taxes this year, in 10 years, so I'm not going to pay it. I don't think it works like that. But in general, something to think about is if someone says something to you and maybe they were having a bad day, right? Don't keep it with you, right? Don't keep that baggage with you. Just let it go. It's okay. It doesn't matter in the long scheme of things. So for number four, I said build the non functional requirements and the resiliency for life. Be smart and responsible, but absolutely drive forward to the things that you want to do. And this is kind of driving home with the point that I've tried to make about being the person that I want to be, right? Being able to do the things that I like, being able to do the things that bring me true satisfaction and enjoyment, but also being able to spend time with the people I love and care about so much. I've probably repeated that like at least 20 times at this point. But the more important thing is the non-functional requirements part. As a techie, these are things that we don't necessarily care about, but we do need them, right? These are things that I think help you be the resilient person that you want to be. The more important thing though about this is to be smart and responsible, right? Yeah, you only have one life. Yeah, I think it's important to be able to maximize the enjoyment that you get out of life, but don't waste it. Be smart, be responsible, add value, be a good person, and then try to maximize the enjoyment out of your life. And for number 5, I put maximize doing the things you love doing and the people you enjoy, right? Again, I've said that too many times. I don't think I need to talk about that too much more. Number 6, remove all the other things that blocks number 5. So everything else that does not contribute to number 5, right? Maximizing being able to spend time with people and the things that you love, try to get rid of them. Ignore them if you can. If it's an obstacle, if it's like, oh, God, I really hate my job, figure out what you can do to like your job. And if you can't do that, move to a different job. It's okay. The world will keep running. You know, I think about it this way: I work for such a big corporation. If something were to happen to me, the corporation as a whole could care less, right? They'll probably create, a requisition, a replacement position for me before I even have the time to react to things. But I am the CEO of my own life, and the number one thing that should matter to me is my own life and the life of the lives of the people that I care most about. And so if there are things that are not good, right? If you don't like your job, if you don't like your friends, if you don't like the people that you hang out with, if you don't like yourself, try to fix that, right? Remove the obstacles that you think are preventing you from reaching the person that you want to be within reason, of course. I think, number 4 of being smart and responsible plays into effect, right? Don't just go willy nilly. Oh, I want to do this, so I'm just going to make this, don't be stupid. But at the same time, do your best to remove or ignore the things that you don't that aren't even contributing to where you want your life to go into. And for number 7, I put down all of this is easier said than done. Um, it's easy to talk about it. It's easy to think about it. It's very hard to do it. It's very hard to implement these things that I'm saying because it's not natural for most of us, right? We want to complain. We want people to hear us. We want to bond with people. But I think it's hard because if it wasn't hard, people wouldn't be in this position, right? Everyone would be happy. Everyone would be enjoying their lives. But I think the real thing about this is that it's okay, right? I think that's the beauty of life is that it's supposed to be challenging. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be a battle of finding the balance, if you will. Even though in some ways I believe that balance is not really a real thing. It's all about the journey, right? As cheesy as it sounds, I think that's what it is, right? It's about the journey. Enjoy the journey. It's going to be hard, it's going to be challenging. There are going to be days where you fail. You can be hard, but don't be too hard on yourself. It's okay. Just keep moving forward, and that's all I can say, right? Just keep moving forward.